Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss Karnataka CET model question paper. It consists of 60 question answers from 1st PUC, 11th and 2nd PUC, 12th CBSE biology. It is going to be very helpful for the coming NEET exam also. Let us discuss the 60 question answers of this model question paper for the coming CET exam as well as for the NEET exam. So here is the first question, and this question is from the chapter Human Health and Disease. So antidote against snake bite is an example for passive immunity. As well, second question also from the Human Health and Disease. Certain tumors are called malignant tumor because they have a capacity of doing metastasis. Metastasis means spreading to the other tissues, surrounding tissues. They invade and damage the surrounding tissues also. The transport of which neurotransmitter interferes? Cocaine. This also from Human Health and Disease chapter. Cocaine is one narcotic drug. It is going to stop the transport of neurotransmitter, and the neurotransmitter is dopamine. Then the fourth question also from the chapter Human Health and Disease. So Plasmodium. Plasmodium is the protozoa which cause malaria, and in the life cycle of Plasmodium, fertilization usually takes place in the stomach of the mosquito. Next question is, which of the following tissue cannot be used as explant in tissue culture? Explant is a part of the plant which is used in tissue culture, which is used in micropropagation. So explant can be taken from collenchyma, meristem and parenchyma, but it cannot be taken from sclerenchyma because sclerenchyma is a dead tissue. Next question, in the hybridization between naturally incompatible plants like potato and tomato. Potato and tomato, when it undergo hybridization, it is going to undergo somatic hybridization because the protoplasm of potato and tomato, when fused by using polyethylene glycol, it produced a hybrid plant called tomato, that is by somatic hybridization. In the next question, you can find that a chili plant was severely infected by chili mosaic virus. Identify the technique that helps to raise virus-free plant. If you want virus-free plant from this infected chili plant, then you need to take the tissues from meristematic region. Meristematic tissues are present at the tip of the root and shoot. So by doing meristematic culture, one of the tissue culture, you can able to get virus-free plant from this chili plant. Next question is from microbes and human welfare. In sewage treatment, secondary treatment is considered highly significant because it reduces biochemical oxygen demand of sewage. Then next question, ruminant animal can digest cellulose. Cellulose present in the grass, whereas human beings unable to digest cellulose. Human beings unable to digest cellulose because in human gut we cannot find methanobacterium or methanogen bacteria. Methanogen bacteria present in the ruminant animal that can helps in digesting cellulose and producing methane gas, which is used as biogas. In the next question, we can find that biotechnology question. From the given combination of steps, usually PCR polymerase chain reaction has 3 steps: denaturation, annealing and extension. And among the 3 steps, the enzyme dependent step is extension, where there is a use of DNA polymerase enzyme, and this enzyme is thermostable and it is extracted from thermostable bacteria called Thermus aquaticus. Biolistic is a method of gene transfer and it is done in plant cell. It is also called as gene gun method. Next question is regarding electrophoresis. You can find here electrophoresis representation, and you need to identify M and N. As you can find M near the wells. So these are the DNA bands which are larger and cannot be able to migrate faster, and N you can find the smaller DNA bands. As they are smaller, they can able to migrate faster towards anode. Next, RNA interference. RNA interference or mRNA silencing. The double-stranded RNA molecule prevents the translation of mRNA in the nematode. mRNA of the nematode is do not undergo translation with the help of this RNA interference. Next, nowadays the early diagnosis of bacterial or viral infection in human possible because of one of the diagnostic technique called PCR. In the next question, we can find that which of the following feature of the plant is not helpful in adapted to desert life. So in the not helpful in adapting to desert life is absence of trichome on leaf surface, whereas thick cuticle, spines, sunken stomata, they all are the adaptations in xeric plants, whereas this is not adaptation. In the following equation of Wall-Hart's-Pearl's logistic growth, R, small r denotes intrinsic rate of natural increase. So you can find one pyramid shape. This pyramid shape reflects the growth status of the population. Identify the type of age pyramid represented below for the human population. As you can see this, it is a declining. So here all the 3 graphs are there. You can find here expanding, stable, decline, all the 3 of pre-reproductive, reproductive and post-reproductive population. This is going to be very helpful. Any one graph they are going to ask in the exam. Next, in the following food chain, here M is missing. The M is after insect, then the M will be frog. Easily you can identify. Next question, the organism which invade bare area to initiate ecological succession, that organism is called as pioneer species, as it is going to invade in the bare area. Which one of the following is not included under in situ conservation? In situ conservation means conserving the endangered species in their own habitat. So not included is botanical gardens. Remaining biosphere reserve, national park and sanctuaries are the in situ conservation example. Next question is, which one of the following is a wrong statement? You can find here ozone in the upper part of the atmosphere is harmful to the animals. No, ozone in the upper part of the atmosphere protects from UV rays. So that is a wrong statement. In the next question, according to Supreme Court of India ruling with respect to Bharat Stage 6 norm, from which date these are supposed to be implemented in country? It is Bharat Stage 6 has been implemented in 1st April 2020. So here so in the next question we can find match the following classes of fungi. Fungi with example already I have matched here. Phycomycetes example albugo, ascomycetes penicillium, basidomycetes puccinia, deuteromycetes alternaria. Already I have matched and given in the question. In the next question, observe the following simplified scheme and choose the correct option that matches the letter given in the boxes. So vertebrates divided into the fishes that lacks jaw and the fishes that has a jaw. Again the fishes having jaws again divided into the fishes having fins and the fishes having limbs. So the fishes lacks the jaw is agnatha, the fishes having jaws gnathostomata, and in the gnathostomata the fishes having fins are pisces, and the one which is having limbs they are developed as tetrapods. Next, identify the floral unit I in this given representation of inflorescence flower diagram. The I in the floral diagram represent perianth, and you must remember that perianth consists of both corolla and calyx. Perianth refers to the condition when there is no distinguish between sepals and petals. In the next question you can find a student observe grass and hibiscus plant in the garden during noon. To his surprise, only the leaves of the grass were found to be rolled inwards. The reason is due to the presence of bulliform cells in the grass leaf. Grass is a monocot. You can find bulliform cells. In the below diagram, identify the part which connects the peripheral microtubules to the central sheet, and they are the radial spokes that connects to the central sheet. The radial spoke is the right answer. The element whose percentage weight highest in both earth crust as well as human body is oxygen. Identify the event in the meiosis mediated by the enzyme recombinase. Recombinase enzyme take part in crossing over. The deficiency of which of these elements interrupt the photolysis of water? Photolysis of water is one of the important steps during photosynthesis. The deficiency of manganese and chlorine definitely interrupts the photolysis of water during photosynthesis. In C4 plants, C3 cycle takes place in bundle sheath cells. Very important, you need to remember. And during citric acid cycle, Krebs cycle, various organic acids undergo decarboxylation. Which of the following organic acids of the above cycle, citric acid cycle, 4 carbon is succinic acid, 5 carbon alpha ketogluteric acid, and 6 carbon is citric acid. So option C is the right answer for this question. Consider the following statement regarding photosynthesis and respiration in plants and select the correct option. So here rubisco has high affinity to oxygen in low carbon dioxide concentration is the right statement. This is a wrong statement. The Kelvin pathway occurs in chloroplast of the bundle sheath cells in C4 plants is the right one. Then the yeast poison themselves when the concentration of alcohol reaches 7%. This is a wrong statement. Oxygen is a final hydrogen acceptor during aerobic respiration. This is also wrong statement. So this option A is the right answer for this question. This is related to aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now here we need to match the digestive gland with their enzymes. I have already matched this. pancreas secretes trypsin, gastric gland in the stomach secretes pepsin, both helps in protein digestion, small intestine secretes enterokinase, salivary gland secretes salivary amylase or ptyalin. And another question also matching relation, match the leukocytes in column 1 with their percentage in the human body. I have already matched neutrophil 60 to 65, lymphocytes 20 to 25, monocytes 6 to 8%, basophils 0.5 to 1 and eosinophils 2 to 3%. Let us move to the next question. Which part of the human brain corpus quadriga minor is located? Corpora quadriga is located in the midbrain. A girl after attaining sexual maturity shows development of growing ovarian follicles, development of mammary gland and high pitch of voice. This is because of the secretion of female sex hormone estrogen. In apple, the chromosome number is 17. What is the chromosome number in its primary endosperm nucleus? So we should know that primary endosperm nucleus is triploid. Thus the number of chromosome in the gametes is 17. Gametes are haploid and pen is triploid. So if you multiply 3 17s, you will get 51. So 51 is the right answer for this question. During the excavation of soil, pollen fossils were retrieved from the deepest layer of the soil. This pollen grain remains as a fossil because of the presence of sporopollenin that is present in exine. Identify the mismatch one. The mismatch one, primary endosperm nucleus is triploid, antipodals are haploid, zygote is diploid, whereas synergids are diploid. No, synergids are haploid. So that is the mismatch one. Identify the correct order of the event in pollen pistil interaction from the option given below. So in pollen pistil interaction, first will be deposition of the pollen grains on the stigma. Next will be development of pollen tube. Next, the entry of pollen tube into the ovule, then entry of pollen tube into the embryo sac, then finally the release of male gamete into the embryo sac for the double fertilization. So next question is matching column 1 with organogenesis and of the fetus and with column 2. In the first month there is a development of heart, second month limbs and digits, fifth month hairs on the head, 6th month separation of the eyelids. It is already matched one. When the fallopian tube blocked at the ampullary region, the ovum fails to move to the infundibulum to isthmus. Next, identify the cells representing as P, Q, R and S in the schematic representation of oogenesis given below. Choose the correct option. So here P is oogonia, Q is primary oocyte, R is a secondary oocyte and S is a ovum. In the next question, which of the following contraceptive could be effective in avoiding pregnancy if used within 72 hours of intercourse, unprotected intercourse? So definitely the combination of two hormones, progesterone and estrogen combination pill has to be taken. Choose the correct statement regarding gift gamete intrafallopian transfer. So during gamete intrafallopian transfer, ova collected from the female donor are transported to the fallopian tube to facilitate zygote formation in the recipient. Which of the following characters was not studied by Mendel in the pea plant experiment? That is leaf shape, whereas stem height, pod shape, seed shape has been studied, whereas leaf shape has not been studied. In the organism, mutation. Students, in the next question, in the organism, mutation is a single gene exhibit multiple phenotypic expression. Single gene exhibit multiple phenotypic expression. Identify the underlying genetic mechanism. The genetic mechanism is pleiotropy. Next question, in the next question, a pure breeding pea plant with yellow seed was crossed with pea plant having wrinkled seed. It's a dihybrid cross. On selfing of F1 hybrid of his cross, 64 progenies were obtained in the F2 generation. Find out the F2 progenies with non-parental characters. So in dihybrid cross, you know, the phenotypic ratio is 9:1, where 9 and 1 are having parental character, 3 and 3 having non-parental characters. So if you divide that 6 with 16 into 64, you will get 24. So 24 offsprings will be having non-parental character. In the next question, a man with blood group A marries woman having blood group B. So, man with blood group A when marries with woman with blood group B, the possible blood group of the progenies will be all the four A, B, AB and O. The length of the DNA helix in a typical nucleosome is 200 base pairs. It's an easy question. Which of the following type of RNA carries amino acid towards ribosome during translation? Translation is a process of protein synthesis. So, amino acids are carried by transfer RNA. In eukaryotes, the entire base sequence of gene does not appear in mature mRNA because of introns are removed during processing. During splicing, introns non-coding sequences has been removed. Suppose the DNA sample collected for DNA fingerprinting analysis are less than required quantity. Which of the following technique helpful to make samples deficient for the above? So if the DNA samples are less, you can make a photocopy of those DNA samples by amplification of DNA, that is PCR technique. When E. coli bacteria are cultured in the medium where lactose is absent, the I gene of lap operon continues to produce repressor mRNA because it's a constitutive gene. I is a constitutive gene. For a given sequence of DNA, this is a given sequence of DNA, one of the strand has been given. Identify the complementary sequence of the base in its mRNA. In mRNA, you know it very well that in place of thymine, uracil must be present. So, complementary of adenine is thymine, but thymine won't present in RNA. In place of thymine, uracil will be present. So, accordingly, option B is the right answer. Which of the following was the biggest land dinosaur? The biggest land dinosaur is Tyrannosaurus rex. The last question you can find, in a population of plants, some were extremely tall and some were extremely dwarf. No plant of the population shows intermediate height. The type of operation of natural selection in the above is disruptive. So these are the 60 questions of the coming Karnataka CET exam. I hope this is going to be very helpful for you. Thank you, students.